Welcome back to the morning show with me, Veronica Odeka. Ada Osigwe is a beauty therapist with a specialty in hair removal for women of color with thick, coarse hair. Ada's passion to educate, inform, and generally change the perception of waxing here in Nigeria made her relocate from the United Kingdom to Nigeria. Now, it's been no easy feat, but Ada is flying her waxing flag high. Welcome to the morning show,
Thank
Ada.
you.
How are you?
I'm all right.
It's so good to have you on
Thanks
here.
for
So,
having me.
first of all, when she came on here, she was like setting up. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This is like a whole lot. But it's really interesting to see that you've taken something that you believe strongly in.
Definitely.
And actually relocated back here to set up a practice and not only offer the service, but also educate and tell people, those of us that are doing it or people that are doing it at home, how to do it properly. Let's start by discussing how and where this passion for waxing came from.
Basically, it started from, it's a popular treatment across the world. Yeah. And I just thought, why not here in Nigeria? I mean, us Africans, we have hair. Yeah, we do. We are hairy. So I just wanted to take my experience. I've been doing it for like over 6 years.
And so how did you get into it?
I got into, well, I started off doing makeup. I was a makeup artist. I still am. Yeah. But while I was training as a makeup artist, I was still working in the corporate world. Yes. So it got to a point where I thought, I don't want to work in the corporate world anymore. So I thought, right, what can I do? So I got a job in a salon, and they actually did waxing there. So it was obviously one of the criteria that I had to learn.
So that's where it came from.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. And at first, oh my God, I couldn't get the knack of it. I was just like, they literally dissected waxing. And then I picked it up just like that.
But enough to actually decide that, you know what, I'm gonna now pack my stuff up. I'm going to come back to Nigeria. I have to say that's a very brave thing.
Thank you.
As an entrepreneur, deciding that this is a business that I'm going to forge in Nigeria, where you said we are quite hairy, but a lot of people are not educated on it, and they shy away from things like this, even discussing it in public. Yes. People shy away. So for you to decide to come back, that must have been a very bold, ballsy mood, I must say.
Thank you.
How did that decision come about?
It just came about where I just felt like there was a niche in the market.
Have you been visiting or coming back?
Yes, I've been coming and going like since 2009, 2010. But like I said, I was doing makeup then. But because of the demand for beauty and my waxing, and then I just thought, well, if I want to go back to like my roots, and I know us, you know, women of color, we are hairy. So then I thought, well, since I'm already doing this over here, why not? And I have the exposure a little bit here in Nigeria, so I thought, why not incorporate both of them together? Yeah. You know, educate, inform people. And I know that the perception that people have already are, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's painful. Yes. You know.
Honey, let me tell you something. We've gotten eyebrows. That's as far as waxing as I've done. It is painful, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Although sometimes it's not as bad, depending on who you go to. So that might have a lot to do with the educating people.
That's what I was going to say. I think it depends on the therapist that's carrying out the treatment, their technique as well. And also, it's also down to the individual. Yeah. Some people have higher pain thresholds than others. Some people will just lie there and they won't flinch. Then you've got screamers.
People that will tear down and you're like, what is going on in there? Yeah.
I mean, I've had people say that it's worse than childbirth. But, like I said, it depends on the individual, definitely.
So I want to, you know, I mean, I also find that's really interesting is that you are very successful in your own right. You've been featured in Vogue. You know, you've had so much success as a makeup artist and doing what you do, and you know, you've had campaigns and Nike, and you know, has this? You know, I think we have like images and stuff like that, which they'll definitely share with our viewers. You know, how successful or how you know, how does that make one feel, and how does that help build up the brand? And
do you know, it's really funny because when you're in it and when you're doing it, you don't, I feel like sometimes you don't take that time out to actually acknowledge
that you've done really well.
So it's only when, you know, people sort of relay back to you what you've done and you're like, oh my God, yeah, I have actually achieved that. But it just, I just obviously, I just strive to do more and to do, you know, the best that I can. At the end of the day, for me, it's a passion. I love what I do. And I feel like when you have that passion, it just drives you automatically to, you know, make it better. So, and that's just my
let's get into this now. This whole waxing thing. Let's just talk about this waxing business. Like I said before, people do not do waxing, and when those that do, we don't really talk about it. How have you been able to become so successful here, and how have you been able to educate people on the right way to wax and what they should expect, and even teach other people how to do a good job?
It's been challenging
and quite interesting, I'm sure.
And yeah, no, very interesting. But I mean, for me, I feel like the minute, you know, you walk into, I call it a sanctuary. I like to say it's a beauty sanctuary, you know, where you can come in. So the minute you walk in, it's an experience. And I have to acknowledge that it is an experience that you're walking into. So from the minute you walk in, it's about reassuring, you know, the client, you know, these are the benefits. This is what you should expect. So it's basically talking them through the process. You know, I don't like sugarcoat and I don't hide. And I'll say to them, because obviously for me, the first thing I always get is, oh my God, it's painful.
It is, you
know, but there's measures. So for instance, like a lot of people don't know that, and I say to my clients as well, you can take ibuprofen or aspirin half an hour before your treatment. I also have numbing cream. A lot of people don't know that, you know, you can use numbing cream. So that, you know, it takes the discomfort
away. So what are some of the questions that, you know, we should ask if you're, you know, just an individual and you're going to get a wax done? I could have been getting waxes done now, and I'm watching you and I'm just like, okay, well, every time I go get a wax, it is freaking painful, girl. So I want to know, that person that's probably doing my wax is probably not doing a good job. I need to go find someone else. So what are some of the things that I should look for? Because sometimes I know I've gotten my eyebrows waxed before, and it burnt my skin off. You know, it was so painful and it was so itchy afterwards. It was welling up, and people kept saying, "Oh, just put ice. That's how it's supposed to be." I never went back because I'm like, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. But how will I know? What are some of the signs?
So basically, things like, one thing I don't double dip.
Okay, what is a double dip?
Double dipping is literally like, so once I put this in and I apply it on you, I will throw the splash away straight away. So I don't double dip.
So people watching, if you go and get a wax done and you see that they put it in and put it back in, just don't go back. Because they would have done one eyebrow, so you need to just finish. So just don't go back.
And it's not only that, like, I mean, I specialize in Brazilian Hollywoods, which is the intimate area. So if you're going to a place where they do that, it's not even just there. I just think it's just generally the skin. The skin carries bacteria. So, you know, when you're applying, you know, the same spatula and you're dipping it in, you don't know what that other person's got. So it's things like cross-contamination. So it's about the hygiene factor. You know, find out how clean they are. Another thing as well is, you know, after each client, you know, I make sure that I sanitize, I clean the area that I've worked in. Also asking them about their skin, you know, are you highly sensitive? Are you not sensitive? Are you allergic to anything?
So if I go somewhere and they're not asking me these questions, I should really be concerned.
No, definitely.
The fact that they're just saying, okay, what kind of wax do you want? Lay down.
Yeah, exactly, because there could be things in the wax that you might be allergic to and you're not even, you don't even know.
So are there different, is it just one general type of wax, or are there different types of ones that you can make?
There's different waxes across the board, I mean, I tend to use, generally my waxes are natural and organic waxes, and I have two different waxes.
So what does that mean when your waxes are natural and organic? Like, what's in it?
So the ingredients that are contained in my waxes. So for instance, I have two waxes that I use. I have a separate wax for the intimate area.
And then another one.
And another one for all areas of the body. So the one for the intimate area is a honey-based wax. So it's got honey, it's got vitamin E, and it's got a plant called arnica, which helps with inflammation. So with waxing, you're pulling the hair from the root. So automatically, you will have slight inflamed skin or a bit of redness. That's normal. So what arnica is a plant that helps reduce inflammation. And obviously, when you're doing the intimate area, it's a sensitive area.
So you need to kind of be a bit sensitive.
So it's just taking things like that into consideration. This is a beeswax that I use. It's a premium gold beeswax. So I use that for the body.
Yes.
So that's got tea tree in it. And manuka oil, which is also a family from the tea tree. And that's also, as we know, tea tree it fights bacteria.
Yes.
So it's just, you know, it's just things like that. So
see, already just talking to you right now, I feel so comfortable. I'm just like, you know, I don't have, this is kind of, I'm asking these questions actually for myself because I've never had a wax before. So I'm actually here just trying to warm myself up because I'm like, I need to know that she knows what she's doing before she tries to take off the hair from my skin. So let me ask you this. For someone like me that's never gone, how would you convince me that it's necessary to get waxed or whatever? Because I could just be like, well, I don't need it. Or is it more like a personal thing? Should I, or should we always get waxed? Is something that should be done?
I mean, personally, I would say I feel like people should wax as opposed to, you know, using hair removal cream or razors. And another thing is, as well, is that people don't actually realise that they're allergic to razors. So, you know, you get discoloration.
Okay, yes,
you get bumps.
The razors.
There's the razor cuts.
Okay.
There's the irritation when the skin grows back. There's the itchiness.
Yes.
You know, all that. With waxing, you don't get any of that. You know, obviously with waxing, guaranteed you're not going to get razor bumps.
Yeah.
It also, some people naturally suffer from ingrowing hair.
Yes.
Excuse me. But with waxing, it kind of limits that as well, because what you're doing is you're actually pulling the hair out from the roots. And
then, and then let's look at now the product of waxing and the stuff that you have here for me now. So talk me through this process before we get started. And she's gonna give me a wax. She's just gonna take off like a little bit of, like this much of skin.
I'll bring you in gently.
Just bring me in. This might be a little addictive. Okay, so let's talk about this and then as we do it in the procedure.
First of all, I start off with, this is a pre-cleanser. So I like to cleanse the area before I start. So I'm just gonna put on my gloves as well.
So take note, because this is how it should be done. And if you go and see someone to get waxed done and it's not done like this, then you should probably
ask questions. So I'm just going to put my gloves on.
Okay, so she's got the gloves on. Nice and clean and fancy. Okay.
So this is a pre-cleanser.
Okay. Because you always have to cleanse the area before
just make sure that it's clean. There's no oil products or anything on there. So we're just going to cleanse.
I feel like I'm going to get a shot or something.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Okay.
It smells nice and fresh and just, you know.
There we go.
Okay.
And then next is talcum powder.
So basically, why do we need this?
Talcum powder acts as a barrier between the skin and the wax.
Okay.
So I like to, so it's not sort of direct contact with the wax touching the skin.
So this is good to have.
Just to talc on there.
And then can people do this at home themselves? Or would you advise that it's always good to go
I would advise to go to a professional because what it is as well, the technique with waxing is it's knowing the hair growth and the direction of the hair. So sometimes some people might pull the hair in the wrong direction. So it's knowing the direction of your hair growth and how to pull it off. And it's also stretching techniques as well. So you can't, some people just think, we'll just pull it off. No, you need to make sure that the skin is taut and it's stretched properly. And that also helps with the pain as well.
Oh, okay, so this is the
next
next step.
Here we go, we're going.
Okay, here we go.
And the thing is as well, is like, you know, obviously, you know, women of colour, our hair is a lot thicker and coarser. So we're just going to put that on like that.
This is a lot of, this is a lot of coverage.
I'm just going to...
This is a lot of coverage.
Put that there.
Oh my gosh, this is like glistening as well. Interesting.
There we go. So, and then just stretch.
Wait.
Are you ready?
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That felt really nice.
Right.
It wasn't that painful at all.
So
I expected to scream.
It's all to do with the technique as well. So as you can see, I'm pulling your skin from underneath, and that also helps as well. And then if you just feel it.
Wow.
So this now really what I'm going to do...
Smooth skin. Okay, so then what's next after that?
So after waxing, I use a bit of oil just to get rid of the stickiness from the wax before I then put
What kind of oil? Is it just any oil?
So this is just baby oil.
Okay, so baby oil. Cool.
Because this is literally just to get rid of, you know, the sticky.
And it doesn't sting.
Stickiness.
It doesn't sting or anything. And how long does it take for the hair to grow back? Like, how often do I need to get a wax? Is it just dependent on the person and your skin growth?
On average, yes, it depends on the skin growth, but on average, you're looking at 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, 3 to 4 weeks.
I would say before you start to see hair coming through.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's definitely something, because, you know, us women, in the mornings, we have a lot to do.
Yeah. No one has time to be shaving every day.
Exactly. So,
what's this?
So this is the After Wax Lotion.
Okay.
So this has lavender, peppermint.
So very cooling.
So yeah, exactly. So it calms the
Relax
skin. Yeah, so it calms the skin down after the treatment. And also, what waxing does as well, it acts as an exfoliant.
Ah, okay.
So it exfoliates the skin as well. And that's why you're left with that, you know, silky smooth feel afterwards. So there you go. That's it.
Is there a misconception? Oh my goodness. This is so nice. Is there a misconception? Because I was always under the impression that I'm not a hairy person. In fact, like I've told you, I don't wax, I've never done it because I'm not hairy. Is that a misconception?
I think it is as well. I mean, I feel like there's certain areas that it should be. Underarms, and because, you know, some people don't have, like my mom, she doesn't have hair on her legs.
Yes, I don't either.
For that. Yeah. Because I'm hairy.
Yeah.
So places like, you know, your intimate area and your underarms.
Yes.
And because we live in a hot country as well, it's hot, it's humid.
Yeah.
So, you know, things like sweat, it
adds to the body,
so it's things like, you know, exactly.
So I think it might be
so
important.
I feel like, especially those areas, in terms of like, if we're talking personal hygiene, I would definitely. You might not. Some people are not bothered about their arms or their legs or anything like that, but those areas.
Are quite important.
I would say in terms of like personal hygiene. So if you're a kind of person where you want to keep that upkeep in terms of personal hygiene, then
it's important
for those areas, especially when it's hot and you sweat in those areas as well.
Exactly.
So
I totally understand.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
For someone that, thank you, this service was, you know, this feels like it could be slightly addictive, girl. So for people that are like, okay, great, you got me, I'm really interested, I love the fact that you're super educated and you know your stuff, and I actually want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Do you offer services to train people, and how can people get in contact with you to either sign up for services or to just reach you in general for questions?
All right, okay. I'm on Instagram.
Share with us your Instagram.
So my Instagram is Evolution Beauty. And I'm also on Facebook as well, and it's Evolution Makeup and Beauty. My salon is based in Ikota, which is just after the second toll gate.
Don't worry, they'll find it. Just find her on Instagram.
Yeah, just get me on Instagram.
Just get you on Instagram, they'll find it. Yeah,
But in terms of like training and stuff, I think that's in the pipeline. I think at the moment I'm just focusing on getting my brand out there and for people to know,
understand why it's important and how the right procedures.
Yes, exactly. The practices, the procedures, the hygiene benefits, why it should be done, and obviously in the pipeline in the future, I will definitely offer that because I just think it's something that it should be done.
I totally agree. Now that I've gotten it done, and you know what, I have to not only thank you, but I have to say that you've helped to calm me, and I'm sure a lot of people that are watching, there are misconceptions about this, and I must commend you that with everything that you're doing, from, you know, initially starting and success that you have and coming back and being really ballsy and sharing and coming on here today is amazing, and I can only see that this is just going to get bigger and bigger. The more we're informed about waxing and why it's important, I think that that's just going to be great.
And that's why I moved here as well, you know, because I just feel like I said, it's popular across the world. Why not here in Africa, in Nigeria, where, you know, we have hair.
Yeah, and it's important
to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's get the word out there.
I know, that's right. That's what I agree with. Thank you so very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing. And well, that's it on the morning show today. That was such an educated. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye till next week.